So, here is how to actually bulk. But first of all, who am I? My name is Muhammad and I've been training for over 3 years now, consistently. This is what I currently look like. And I wasn't just like a skinny kid who bulked up and that was it. No, I've been on the whole spectrum. I used to be fat. This was what my starting point looked like. I was chubby and fat. And then I went on a cut and everything. And at a certain point, at June of 2023, I was really skinny, right? But then after multiple bulks and cuts, this picture was at March of 2025. So I used to be skinny, right? This is a picture of my arms transformation. This was like a 2022 December. This was like a couple of months ago. So I've made progress and I know how to bulk. So brother, you can trust me. So first of all, why bulking? Why not main gaining or whatever? You might have heard like lots of things about bulking, like bulking is bad, bulking is bad, bulking is bad, right? You might have heard about main gaining, right? You might have heard about like eating at your maintenance and just eating enough protein, high protein, and you'll gain muscle, or maybe even cutting and eating like lots of protein to build muscle. But none of these will ever compare with bulking because bulking is the single best way to build muscle. This is supposed to be a heart. So bulking is the single best way to build muscle. Like repeat with me. Bulking is the single best way to build muscle. Right? Like h- how does someone build muscle when he's losing weight? Of course it is possible for someone like who's a beginner, of course. But if you want to build the most amount of muscle, the single best way is bulking. Forget main gaining, forget eating at your maintenance and you're maintaining your weight, but suddenly you will gain muscle. Does that make sense? Of course it doesn't, right? So bulking is where you're gaining weight and training so you can make that gained weight muscle, right? So most of that gained weight will be muscle by training, right? So bulking is the single best way to gain muscle, right? Anyways, how do you actually bulk, right? So bulking is split into two things, right? There's the training and there's the diet. I'll get into each of them, but they're actually really simple. For the training, I'll get into it, and for the diet, I'll move into it now. So first of all, let's start with the training. So for the training, it's really, really simple. You just need to be doing enough volume. And what does volume mean? Like enough sets, right? You don't just do one set per muscle, no, no. You want to do a good amount of sets, right? Like 10, 15 sets a week. You need to be doing enough sets, enough like volume for the muscle to grow, and enough intensity. Now, how does intensity look like? I'll explain it now. Intensity. So, let's say you're going to be doing 3 sets for each exercise, and that's like the sweet spot, right? For each set, just go till failure, like go all out, basically all out. Like go till you can't do another rep. Like let's say we're doing chest press, right? Go till you can't go no more. Like go till failure. Like this is the true like definition of intensity. Go all out, right? Because you want to trigger muscle growth, like stimulate muscle growth. So you have to go all out. Forget what you've heard. Actually, training till failure causes fatigue and nervous system. Forget that. Just go till failure, right? Reps in reserve, no, no, no. Forget that. Go till failure. Every set. Forget what you've heard about different fitness influencers, what they tell you. Forget all of that and just go till failure on every set, right? And just do enough volume and just be consistent with the training. Like training is the easy part when it comes to bulking. It really is because you're going to be gaining strength and muscle and everything, so it's gonna be really fun and everything. But now, let's move on the diet. Enough of the diet. This is where things go wrong, right? Because there's two parts, right? Like there's two ways for you like to bulk with the diet and everything, right? So there was like the old way, like the old school way, and there's the better way, like the new way, right? Here's the better way. So let's start with the old school way, like the old way, right? And the old way was, you might know it. It was eat big to get big. And now this is completely wrong. Why? Because you can only gain a certain amount of muscle per month, right? Like no matter what you do, no matter how much you optimize your training and everything, how much protein you eat, you can only gain a certain amount of muscle, right? And let's say hypothetically speaking, you can only gain 1 kilogram of muscle per month. Just for the sake of the example, 1 kilogram per month of muscle you can gain, right? If you gained 7 kilograms that month, you will have gained possibly 1 kilogram of muscle and 6 kilograms of fat. So this makes sense because when you're doing the old way of just eat big to get big, you're gonna gain muscle, of course, but you're also gonna gain lots of fat for no actual reason, right? And this is like the old way, which I obviously don't recommend. And now let's move to the better and the best way to actually manage the diet when you're on the bulk, right? And how do you do it? It's basically lean bulking. You might have heard the term before, but like, what does lean bulking even mean? It's basically eating a bit more than usual, a bit more, not crazy amounts, eating a bit more, right? Nothing too crazy, but like, where do you like draw the line? It's where you're gaining weight, but in a controlled manner. You're gaining like 2 kilograms a month, like 4 pounds a month, like 3 pounds a month max, right? You're not going too crazy, like you're not gaining 10 kilograms a month, no. You're like gaining weight slowly. That's like the sweet spot because in this rate, you're going to be gaining muscle while minimizing fat. Because what's the problem with bulking is that you gain fat too fast, so you have to go on a cut. But when you're doing it this way, you can bulk for longer, build more muscle, and still look quite better, and then cut for shorter time. So this way is much better. So using this method, you're going to be eating a bit more, gaining weight slowly, but you're going to be gaining muscle while minimizing fat gain because fat gain is inevitable. Even if you do this method or this method, fat gain is inevitable. You will gain fat, but you want to gain lots of fat while gaining muscle. You want to gain less fat while gaining muscle because the amount of muscle will be the same, right? Like, let me give you a so but let me give you like a rough representation of what would that look like. So let's go here, clean this up. So I'll draw like two, like a graph or something to explain what I mean. So 1 minute. So this is the line. Okay. The green line is the muscle gained. Okay. This is the amount of muscle you gain. This is the old way. Okay. Old way. The green, like this bar, is the muscle you gained, right? For bulking for 12 months. Okay. And now, how much fat do you gain? Like eating big to get big. You gain lots of fat, right? Over 12 months, that's a lot of time, right? You're gonna gain this much fat. But on the other hand, okay, let's say you're doing the better way, like the lean bulking way, not where you're like gaining weight slowly. Here's like the new way, like the better way. You're going to be gaining the same amount of muscle, right? Like same amount of muscle, while gaining a little bit of fat, maybe something like this, or maybe like worst case scenario, something like this, right? So you're barely gaining much fat, like you're gaining fat, obviously, right? But you're not gaining as much fat as here. So you can actually go for longer, like go for much more time, like maybe bulk for like a year and a half. But here you have to stop it because you're getting too fat. So do you understand now? And that's how you actually bulk. Just train properly, like just like I said here. Train with enough volume, like enough sets, and for the intensity, go all out, every set to failure. And for the diet, eat a bit more to the point where you're like gaining weight slowly, and that's it, right? Focus on eating high protein and everything, and bro, that's like literally it. And also, if you stay till the end, here's a free surprise, which is the Jacked at Home protocol. And now, what's the Jacked at Home protocol? It's a free course that I'm actually working on. I've been releasing episodes like almost every couple of days now. And how to get access to this free course? You just join my free Discord server, which is going to be the first link in the description, and you'll find it there. The Jacked at Home protocol. It's a free course that teaches you how to reach your dream physique at home. And yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. Take action. Assalamu alaikum.